What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for MLB Friday, August 5th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's MLB slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, we have a 13-game slate tonight, so let's take a look at the pitcher position. So I like Framber Valdez. He's pitching against a low salary batting team, the Cleveland Guardians. Framber Valdez giving up a .619 OPS versus lefties, a .617 OPS versus righties, facing 4 lefties, 4 righties. The Guardians have hit 5 of his last 25 pitches. That's a 200 batting average. He's 10,400 FanDuel salary, 500 less on DraftKings, averaging 37 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 37, 45, and 34 fantasy points in the last 3 games. He has an ERA of 2.8. Record is 9-4, pitching an average of 96 pitches per game. So I like Framber Valdez here versus the Cleveland Guardians. Now I also like Dylan Cease. He's in a great spot here versus a low salary batting team, the Texas Rangers. But if you're looking for a low salary pitcher, take a look at Kyle Gibson, and he's pitching against the low salary batting team, the Washington Nationals. Kyle Gibson only giving up a .662 OPS versus righty batters, facing 4 righties here tonight. And the Nationals have hit 5 of his last 23 pitches. That's a .217 batting average. He's only 7,000 FanDuel salary, same price on DraftKings, averaging 24 fantasy points per game on the season. Now he scored 34, -5, and 40 fantasy points in the last 3 games, has an ERA of 4.6, record is 6-4, pitching an average of 87 pitches per game. So of course, lots of risk here with this pick. But 2 out of the last 3 games, he's pitched very well, and he's low salary against a low salary batting team. So I like Kyle Gibson here versus the Washington Nationals. Okay, let's take a look at the catcher first base position. So a stud on the slate I like is Paul Goldschmidt. He's got a nice batting advantage here over Nestor Cortes. Even though Nestor Cortes is a good pitcher, he does pitch his worst ball versus righty batters, giving up a .704 OPS versus righties. And Paul Goldschmidt is batting 29% better versus lefties as he does righties, batting a 1.221 OPS versus lefties. So I like Paul Goldschmidt. He's been on fire. And if you want a lower salary play here, take a look at Ji-Man Choi, who's got a 17% batting advantage over a low salary pitcher, Brian Garcia. Ji-Man Choi batting 17% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .085 OPS versus righties. Brian Garcia giving up a .854 OPS versus switch hitters. Ji-Man Choi is 0 for 1 versus Garcia, but he's only 2,800 FanDuel salary, 800 more on DraftKings, averaging 9 fantasy points per game on the season, and he has a batting average of .259. So I like Ji-Man Choi here versus Brian Garcia. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won. And then we'll send you $25 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, let's take a look at the second base position. I like Kolten Wong. He's got a 40% batting advantage over a low salary pitcher, Robert Duggar. Kolten Wong batting 28% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .818 OPS versus righties. Robert Duggar pitching his worst ball versus lefty batters, 12% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .923 OPS versus lefties. So Kolten Wong, only 3,100 FanDuel salary, 1,100 more on DraftKings, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season. He's been on fire, scoring 13, 10, 25, 9, and 22 fantasy points in the last 5 games. Has a batting average of .257. So I like Kolten Wong here versus Robert Duggar. I also like Brendan Rodgers with a 39% batting advantage over a low salary pitcher, Madison Bumgarner. Brendan Rodgers batting 26% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a .972 OPS versus lefties. Madison Bumgarner giving up a .775 OPS versus righties. Brendan Rodgers is 2 for 5 here versus Bumgarner, has a .900 OPS. He's 3,100 FanDuel salary, 1,600 more on DraftKings, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season, and he scored fantasy points in all 5 of his last games, has a batting average of .282. So I like Brendan Rodgers here versus Madison Bumgarner. Okay, let's take a look at the third base position. I like Bobby Witt Jr., and he's batting against the low salary pitcher, Josh Winkowski. Bobby Witt Jr. batting 15% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .778 OPS versus righties. Josh Winkowski giving up a .786 OPS versus righties. Bobby Witt Jr. is 3,200 FanDuel salary, 1,600 more on DraftKings, averaging 11 fantasy points per game on the season, has a batting average of .257. So I like Bobby Witt Jr. here versus Josh Winkowski. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, who do we have at the shortstop position? Value play here is Jose Iglesias. He's got a 22% batting advantage over the low salary pitcher, Madison Bumgarner. Jose Iglesias batting 10% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a .776 OPS versus lefties. Madison Bumgarner pitching a .775 OPS versus righties. Jose Iglesias is 1 for 3 versus Bumgarner, only 2,700 FanDuel salary, 1,100 more on DraftKings, averaging 8 fantasy points per game on the season, but he scored fantasy points in 4 out of his last 5 games, scoring 22, 19, 9, and 9 fantasy points in those 4 games, so he's been on fire. He's got a batting average of .313. So I like Jose Iglesias here versus Madison Bumgarner. Okay, moving on to the outfield position. Of course, you have Aaron Judge as a home run hitter. He's expensive on the slate, but he should be. And then you got Mookie Betts, who's in a good spot here versus a pretty good pitcher, Sean Manaea. But Mookie Betts is the 34% batting advantage because he bats 11% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a .949 OPS versus lefties. Sean Manaea pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, 23% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .781 OPS versus righties. And I like this pick because Mookie Betts is 7 for 19. It's a .368 batting average and a 1.271 OPS versus Manaea. 2 of those hits are home runs. He has a triple and a double in there. He's $4,200 FanDuel salary, $1,600 more on DraftKings, averaging 14 fantasy points per game on the season. He's scored fantasy points in all 5 of his last games. He has a batting average of .266. So I like Mookie Betts here versus Sean Manaea. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this MLB slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck.